Hi, my name is Sherika Jackson, and I'll be talking about the highlights of my essay. So, Western music has presented Native American stereotypes and has embraced them all throughout history. Um, Native American stereotypes have been produced in all forms of media, music, films, um, plays, all sorts of entertainment. Um, these stereotypes have been placed in children's films, children's plays, things like that. They still are being done today. Um, so, whenever one uses song to embrace stereotypes or the idea of what a Native American is supposed to be like, that's called singing Redface. So, um, that includes any sort of uh, musical number where there's dancing that's stereotypical, costumes that are stereotypical, or or the lyrics in the song that are stereotypical, even like um, things that are talking about just the basic stereotype of a Native American. And this has been done all throughout history in different types of musical films, just music in general, in plays. Um, and this has shaped the way the stereotype has been played out as well. So, Native American stereotypes have gone from the savage character, like the one that's always fighting, they're all about bloodshed, they don't think about anything except for kill, destroy, like basic things like that. Um, it's gone from that into the idea of the free spirits, the kind that will be at one with nature, that type of stereotype, which appealed to the hippies of the time, which was pretty prominent. Um, so it's shifted, and you can see this in the children's films Peter Pan and Pocahontas. So in Peter Pan, the musical number that was done called What Made the Red Man Red, that was a prime example of singing Redface. So not only was the Native American language ridiculed by the obscene hand signs, the gibberish spoken, all of that was stereotyping their language. They also stereotyped their form of dress wear with what they were wearing in the video. They were also bright red characters, like really bright red. That was stereotyping their skin color. They also stereotyped their dance with having them just jump around wildly around the drums. They stereotyped their war calls with them doing the thing where you cover your mouth, your hand, and you make this high pitched tone. Um, they so all of that was stereotyped, and all of that is included in singing in Redface. So they created this stereotype of the Native American, and they played it out with this song that was very stereotypical. And yeah, so that's a good example of that. There's also Pocahontas, which is also a form of singing Redface, because Pocahontas is the stereotype of Native Americans being one with nature and having like the trees and the animals as their friends, and um, being free spirited, that type of stereotype for Native Americans. Um, so the songs that are in that film, they stereotype that, they form that stereotype of the peaceful Native American that's one with nature, all of that stuff. Her form of dress wear is also stereotypical. Um, so yeah, that is another way of showing how singing Redface is prominent in the media for Western culture. Oh, sorry. My son is a little fussy. Hang on. Okay. Um, so, um, people, this also leaks into people playing Indian. So they basically use the stereotypes that they're taught, and they embrace them by playing out these caricatures. So, for example, in children's plays, they're taught to sing these stereotypical songs during Thanksgiving time, and they're taught to dress in Indian attire, and they're taught to dance like in a Native American stereotypical dance. So they're taught this when they do their little Thanksgiving plays, and they're acting out the stereotype of the Native American. And that's another way that singing Redface is occurring. There's also when people jump or dress up as the sexy Indian or the native chief or whatever for Halloween, or whenever the mascots are dressing up as Indian mascots. Those are also examples of playing Indian, where they dress up as the stereotype and they play it out. And this is kind of just leaking to create this, to make the stereotype more real to them, I guess. So people aren't really sure what Native American culture is actually like anymore, because it's often just confused with the stereotype because of it being embraced since childhood. So yeah. So this playing Indian, singing Redface, it's been going on for many years, and it's still being taught to children, adults. It's still being promoted, and yeah, it has not stopped. And I believe that concludes my presentation. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry about the interruption, and yeah, thank you.